Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Lea, I'm from Germany and this video is about cross stitch. So it's been a while, I know. This is my update for the middle of July, from the middle of July for August and September. Today is the 2nd of October and I really hope to get this out very soon. Yeah, so if you're wondering why I have lots of info sheets and fancy presentation pages in this video, I really try to keep that up. I've set up a base where I can put in my monthly numbers so I can visualize everything for you in my videos, and that's a pretty cool upgrade, I think. But it was tax season, so I really needed something that in my mind was really important that I could do instead of my taxes. Then I wanted to release my new fabric collection. Just one or two sentences on that. I have carried for 2 or 3 weeks some pain in my wrist, and then I started doing everything with my left hand, and now I have pain in both my wrists and my elbows, and it's so difficult for me to rest, but now I have time for my video. So that's why I could not finish my fabric collection. I have to stop dyeing as well, but I try to get it going next week. I still have some orders to catch up to, so yeah. And yeah, so let's dive into the numbers. If you hate, just a short word at the beginning, if you hate numbers, I try to keep it as quick as possible, but I just love statistics, and I posted this to my Instagram and so many people loved it, so that motivated me to do even more with these numbers, because I love to read the numbers from others, and this really doesn't have anything to do with competition or bragging, or I don't stitch that much. I'm curious sometimes how I can get faster. Not for competition, but because I want to, over the years, improve my technique and everything. So I might do a video on that, and I also like to ask many Flosstubers what their techniques are to stitch faster. I think that's nothing bad to ask. Yeah, but just as a heads up. Here you go. This is my presentation, page 1. These are my brand colors for my Etsy and web shop, ladyrevenga. So I just wanted to keep it in these colors. Okay, I'm stopping now. July 6,400. That's my average in a month. I am always in between 5 and 6,000, and I rarely go beyond 6,000. Someone on Instagram used the hashtag Stitchtistics, which someone in my comments once said it would be funny to use that as a word for my statistic posts, and I keep doing that now. These are the Stitchtistics now. Love that so much, and the Danish stitcher just posted her stitchtistics after she saw my post, and she got over 17,000 in a month, which is crazy, and I would love to stitch as much as she did. I don't really know how that works. And then my August 5,000, September 7,600. And it was so much fun. I hope that's not the reason why my wrists are hurting that bad. I think 7,600 stitches is not as much. So I have 13 whips right now. The finish was the Supernatural cell, which I showed you in my last video. I still didn't get around to frame it. Then I have 3 new starts. One you already saw last time, which I will show you in a second. And then I have 2 new starts planned. No, I started 2 new things. Yes. So lots of starts as well, which is pretty exciting because I have another 2 starts planned for October, but I actually don't know if I will really do all 2 starts. This is actually my project bag for my Whispers project, and it's a freezer bag. I just found these in my flat from my roommates and they don't really use them, so yeah, I ran out of these cheap plastic zipper pouches. And actually, if you don't have a lot of stuff, I have only these floss cards. It actually works really well. Here you see how it was last time and how it is now, and I am not really sure if I even made any progress since last time, because last time I filmed in the middle of June. My statistics are from the beginning of June. So I added in 1,500 stitches. That's the start. And this is Solta, hand dyed by me. I don't have this color in my shop. This is just like an experiment with some color and some leftover dyes that I just poured in there. And I actually still really love stitching on Solta. I have to tell you, I already started another project on Solta. It's 22 count from Zweigart. And you know, you have that Ada feel and you have the even weave Lugana feel, and it's like a really cool mix of both. This does not work with DMC. This is CXC I'm using, and actually I have discovered a new factory for CXC, new to me. From all the AliExpress vendors I have ordered so far, these threads are different. And they are finer. They are like in between CXC, the CXC I'm used to, and DMC. So like they're a little bit thinner. They're not as shiny as DMC, but I love them so much. In the future, my full coverages, I will always just order the CXC there. It's a bit more expensive than the 8 to 10 cents you normally pay, but it's absolutely worth it. And I'm actually thinking about offering these in my Etsy shop for a very affordable price and maybe offer kitting options. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Yeah, that's my Whispers project. Also, these are not that crinkly as the others, and also the zipper, like it's not a audible zipper. Please let me know if you like. I actually really love in whip parades and Flosstube videos. I love the crinkling. I'm a little ASMR girl. Let me know if you like the crinkles or if you hate the crinkles. Next up is my Heaven and Earth. You are now seeing all the information on screen. Yes, I also made these cute cover pictures with all the info, so I don't have to remember naming the fabric. If you are like me and you're not actually watching but you're stitching all the time, you can just scroll back. Sometimes I do chapter marks, but you could easily find the pictures when you scroll through the video, and yeah, get all the info there. I put 1,100 stitches into her, and I have big news. I finally found a solution with which I am satisfied. So as you can see from the last time, I added a lot in here, and I added something up here. Just a few stitches in gray, but most of the 1,000 stitches I added around here. So as you know, every time I'm complaining about the dark fabric and how difficult it is for me to work on this and finish it. And I've already cut some of the pattern, so I don't have to stitch everything, but let me show you. I have this small Q-snap. I don't know, it's the smallest size Q-snap. I had it like that, clamped into this Q-snap, and I thought, you know what, this actually doesn't look bad. I could just finish it square and yeah, call it good. And that's what I'm gonna do. The problem is that I have the top stitched already. So I would like to I have already looked for common cheap frames that I could find, and I have an 18 centimeter by 18 centimeter frame that would fit perfectly. It would leave like a very nice amount of fabric on both sides. But now I have the issue that I've stitched all of that above. So now maybe you can help me with that decision, what I could do. I'm actually contemplating ripping out a portion of this part. So if I want to frame, if I want to stop it here and have like a finger width fabric on the side, I would have to rip out a part of the background on top. And for me it's not an option to just have everywhere fabric showing and on top you see the stitches. I know it's dark blue, but you still see it, and I'm a perfectionist, and it would bother me so much. So that's not an option. So either ripping it out or stitching even more on the bottom so it looks like it's going into the top and the bottom of the frame. So you only have fabric showing on the sides, but that would mean more stitching. And then I could maybe take fabric and put the fabric up there, and just like one piece of fabric and put fabric on all four sides maybe, so it looks even. So I would cut it up here, right where the moon starts, and then I only have to add 2 squares on the bottom. So this is where a page finish was, that's why I stopped stitching here, and so I would only have to do like 200 stitches to the bottom. I will fill that in and then work my way up here to the other corner, and then I'm done, and I actually believe I can easily finish that next year. And this is one of my oldest whips. It's my first Heaven and Earth. You saw when I started it, I think it was 2018 or 19. Next up, this is my new start, and I'm really proud of how much I got done on this. This is my second start on Salta 22 count, and it's a kind of a test stitch for a new company. And in the beginning I was really excited to join them because I'm always looking for full coverage that is not big. So this pattern, you see it here, and I thought I will only print it out in black and white because I only have a black and white printer. Yeah, so you don't actually know how it's going to look, you just have an idea. It's the Wizards library. The thing is, someone posted about this the owner of the shop posted this in her full coverage, in a full coverage group. She's asking for test stitches, you can still join, but I decided not to advertise anymore, and I want to tell you why. Because I believe it's only AI art that she's using. No hate to anyone who is deciding to stitch AI art, but I want to take responsibility as a content creator to not promote things that I personally, for myself, don't feel comfortable with. So the next parts will be a lot of her dress and her arm, and it will be very easy and quick to stitch, I think. So there's just a little bit gold on her hanger, what's that called? The little strings of her dress will be around here, I think, but then there's only dress. So it will go pretty quickly, I believe, and I think I might be able to catch up. I'm a little bit behind, I think 1,000 stitches maybe, from my yearly goal, and I will talk about the goals in a second. And that's all about Gamer. It is 3,000 per month is my monthly goal. And that's a very comfortable amount. So I don't want to overdo it, so I get like burned out from it and don't want to do it again. It's like really the perfect number for me for a focus piece. Blah, blah. Now, let's do some very quick statistics. I promise I try to be as quick as possible. So here's the overview of all the projects you just saw for 3 months. Gamer Nouveau, 7,800 from 9,000. Then we have Book of Shadows, 5,400. Then we have Wizard's Library, and you can see the ring in the middle is like a diagram of how much I stitched on everything. These are the goals I had. Yeah, so the 9,000 is for the 3,000 per month. And what I want to do now is, if I don't reach a monthly goal, I will just put it on top of the next month so I can keep track of my goals. And I don't want to do this for all the projects, just for like sales and certain like important projects. Then next up is the goals. So now there's, as you can see, there is a problem. Yeah, this was my goal for next month, for October. There's like, okay, I'm 1,100 stitches behind on Gamer, so that's where there's 4,000. Then I wanted to do 2,000 on Book of Shadows again, then the Wizard's Library, which I can't, I have to do the 1,000. I plugged in, I wanted to do the free pattern, so I have to do the 1,000 stitches now. This is not negotiable. Then the Owl, 1,400. I think it's actually 1,600 because I had to stop because of my hand. And then we have Salem, which is a new plan start for October, and we have the Herbstchallenge, which is another challenge and another start supposed to be in October. So you see the issue. Usually I stitch 5,000 a month or 6,000, and like 6,000 is my sweet spot. So I will do 2 goals in a month. I will do the goals in which I track my like goals that I wanted to do, and then I will do the realistic goals. So I have something that's actually achievable. I will have to not stitch or stitch very little in the first week of October. That's why I only try to do 5,000 as a goal. So as you can see, Gamer, the 3,000, then I have the Book of Shadows, which I will pause from now on. I think I will pause it for the rest of the year. Not sure on that, but I keep stressing about sales, and I'm really done with sales, you know. I've been doing sales for 2 years, I think now. I did the Supernatural sale, then it continued to the, oh, it's like 1 year. I think in July the Supernatural sale started, then I continued in September with the Earth Queen, then I continued, I did another, and the Earth Queen was like really intense with 3,000, and then I continued with the Book of Shadows, and I didn't finish the Earth Queen, and I don't know if I will this year. And I, you know, with 6,000 a month as a possibility of stitching, I missed out on so many whips that I want to stitch, that I really need to stop doing the sales, because they keep coming. Like there's every month there's like 2 sales starting that are like a dark, alternative, witchy, cool designs, but I can't keep up with that. I just have to not see it. I just have to, you know, stop myself. Okay, let's see. We have the realistic here. So Wizard is like the 1,000, I have to do that. The Owl is very important to me to finish, which is 1,000, and then we have the new start, which is 100, and the Herbstchallenge I will probably have to skip on that, even though I really wanted to do that. let me tell you about the challenges. First, the Herbstchallenge, which is super funny. It was started by a German Flosstuber who's pretty new. His name is Professor Fantasy. And he's a German professor, actual professor on a university, and he cross-stitches like nerdy stuff. If you want to check him out, he only does German videos, but I think he thought about doing international as well. Now, he started that challenge, and somehow it got to Karen Needlebug, which of course you all know, and then it got to another UK stitcher who I really love, but I already forgot her name. What's her name? No! I really like to watch her. She does a lot of stitches, and she does a lot of full coverage, and that's the YouTube channels I love the best, is people who do a lot of full coverage and a lot of stitches. And what's her name? I watch like all of her videos. So she asked for people to write in the comments if they want to get nominated, and I want to do the same as well. I'm nominating 2 people on my German video and 2 people on my English video. So the challenge is, Herbst is the German name for fall or autumn. It's so the autumn challenge in German. And I think the professor never intended that, but Karen added the dimension of bringing like the world together and doing like an international challenge. And so if you have a Flosstube channel, please write in the comment if you want to join the Herbstchallenge. Just use the hashtag and I will nominate the first 2 people that write in the comments that they want to do it. If you have a channel that is either English or another language, because you actually can watch people who speak in another language and just activate the automated subtitles and just watch it and see the projects that people from other countries are working on. So yeah, if you have an English or other language kind of Flosstube channel, tell me in the comments and I will pass the staff of the challenge to you. Now the challenge is pretty easy. It's 600 stitches on a project that has a lot of orange. Like, not just a little splotch here and there. It doesn't have to be fall themed, but it has to have orange in it. Like a very nice bright orange. That's it. So tell me in the comments. Now what I wanted to do for that challenge, and that's why I bought this pattern. It was like a very short circuit decision in my brain to get this challenge, and I know I really have to load my phone. But yeah, that's the fall crow that I got on Etsy. I won't say which shop it is from. Probably you have seen it already. If you search for fall crow or something gothic, you will probably also find it on Etsy. It was like $2, and it's an AI image. And yeah, this is, I really swore to myself that this was the last AI, but it has a lot of oranges, and I'm usually not a fan of orange and yellow, but I love this so much. It's so pretty, delicate, and it's also, I think, only 200 by 200, and that's for like full coverage, full coverage design. That's my sweet spot. Because you have the full coverage experience, but it's finished very quickly and not in 7 years like Gamer. I really have enough big Gecko Rouge kits that will each take me like 7 years, so I'm done until the rest of my life, for the rest of my life with that. Yeah, so that's the crow, and the thing is, when you load it into Pattern Keeper, and I've also tested this in Markup RXP, that you have like a lot of single stitches. So the pattern creator didn't clean up this at all. It's also a little cut off here, and down here it's also a little cut off, but I think it will be fine. It still looks great. I loved my own, like my own post now. And yeah, they cut it off, and it has like lots of single stitches, and what the apps do is they combine the single stitches into a dark blue. The problem is the dark blue is also in the crow, so I have like, it's really hard to separate out, but when you load it into Pattern Keeper, it's like you have like black dark blue pixels all around here, everywhere. And so what I have to do now, I contacted the pattern creator, and she said, oh yeah, well, I don't have time for that, just pick another color when you're there. And I thought that was a pretty disappointing answer. She said like, or he, I don't know, they said, yeah, I don't have time for that right now. And I mean, of course, it's a $2 pattern. What was I expecting? What kind of customer service? What was I expecting? So it's fine, but you know, you get what you pay for. And I think that's a lesson well learned for me, that I try not to do that again. Yeah, well, here we go. That's the story. So yeah, the plan was to do the Halloween challenge on this as a start, and I don't think I have time for that right now anymore. Maybe I will, we'll see, but it's already kitted and everything. I just don't have the fabric. But here I just wanted to show you real quick the floss cards. This is the floss. Some are already on the way or still on the way that are missing some colors, but most of them I have in stash, and I'm very happy to use up some of the oranges I have, because I really rarely use orange. I just don't like it. I don't like the classic Halloween-y style too much, so I don't stitch a lot of oranges. And as you can see, the amounts of floss are very small. This is cut to, I calculate how much floss I need for a skein of 8 meters and just cut them to size with some more, and yeah, it's not a lot. So it's not a big piece. You don't need a lot of floss. And these are just cardboard design paper that I cut. And I have a punch of a centimeter. They're sparkly and metallic, and that's just the single colors. There are not too many single colors, so it's fine, but yeah, well. Sparkly, 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 sparkly. Love the floss cards. It took me like a full day to pick the colors from stash and to make the floss cards. It's like 6 hours of work. But I love it so much. And it put me into a lot of stress, because in that time I could have worked and I had some deadlines, but sometimes I just have like a very like obsessive compulsive urge to do things, and I can't. All the time I knew this is stupid, you have to do something else, don't do it, and I still do it, and I can't stop myself. I cannot stop myself. It's horrible. Yeah, that's number one, the first planned start, which will probably maybe not happen. And then we have the second new start, which is the Halloween Challenge 23. And I invite you all to join me. This is by a new German Flosstuber. She only does German videos. Her name is Sarah Rex. The challenge is to start something on the 1st of October and finish it by the end of October. And I know it's been done before, but this time I really want to join and I really want to support her channel. She's really she started a month ago, like a month ago or something, with Flosstube. So the 1st of October, so yesterday, was the Witchy Stitcher Day. You all probably saw it. Meg from the Witchy Stitcher, she has a tumor and we all want to support her on her cancer fight and buy a pattern. And I've already purchased a pattern a week earlier so I can prepare. And it's a It's a pattern that I've had, that I wanted to buy for a long time, and I actually bought 2 patterns from her. And I will show this to you in a separate video, because I will make a haul video, I will make an update video just in like 1 or 2 weeks, because there's so much. This video would be like 2 hours long and I just have to split it, and probably then we'll show you a quick update of my start, Halloween start. You see it now on the screen. It's the Not All Witches Live in Salem. Love this pattern. I've had this floss for like 3 years, I think. I wanted to start it for 3 years, I think, but I never had the chance. And the thing is, it doesn't really work with Pattern Keeper, the Witchy Stitcher, the old patterns. I don't know if the new ones do, but this one didn't. I just purchased it and it doesn't work with Pattern Keeper. I have an overlay like that I can put it like I put it into Pattern Keeper and I just put the overlay over it so I can mark off the stitches, but it doesn't recognize the symbols. So I don't know how many stitches it actually has. I estimate it to be under 1,000, and I think that's manageable to finish before the end of the month, and I've only accounted for 100 stitches. I've only planned for 100 stitches. What I'm really looking forward to is this DMC variegated floss. Actually, I really don't like the DMC before. I have never purchased the DMC variegated before because I think they're too harsh. They're too colorful. I don't like the color, how they look. I just don't like it. But in this design, it looks so cool. It looks perfect. And yeah, I really hope I can manage to do it as pretty as the Witchy Stitcher or her design stitcher. I don't know who stitched the model did. It's beautiful, and this is the called for floss for that. And I still have to dye the fabric. The fabric will release, the hand-dyed fabric will release like in the middle of the month probably. It will be a cherry red, a bright red, a like dark gray, a reddish, variegated modeled fabric like that, because I wanted to dye the fabric as in the model of this design, and I thought, why not just do it as a set color for my Halloween fabric collection. And I will dye a fabric for the crow, which is a golden parchment kind of color. So that's the plan for my fabric, and we'll see when it will release. I have to stop stressing myself out about everything. Yeah, that's the other start, and the hashtag Halloween Challenge 23. Just 1 second. I will, in my next video, I will talk about a project that I'm going to sell. Bids are open worldwide. It's an old project. It has some issues. I will talk all about it in my next video, because I'm thinking to do a focus piece that's my oldest whip next year besides Gamer, and this is my oldest whip and I don't want to work on it anymore. And yeah, maybe someone of you would like it. So that's on the plan. Then in December I want to do Stitch Finale again. So November will be a little bit of catching up with everything and with all my goals, I think. And December will be super exciting because I will probably have an operation on my foot. Surgery. I'm sorry, it's surgery. And it will take like 2 to 6 weeks that I can't really walk. So I will be alone at home stitching and not working, and maybe filming also. So yeah, I will do whip rate. I will do this is the challenge I started, which I'm very proud of. It's Stitch Finale 23. You can also think about if you want to join me with that. It's hashtag Stitch Finale 2023. and I want to work on every single whip that I own within December and combine that with the whip parade and like calculate how many stitches I can do in December and like then stitch for a certain amount of stitches on every single project. Like even if it's just like 100 stitches per project, which is I think the amount I will do. I personally will do just 100 on every project, so I can just, I think it helps a lot with plans for the next year. If you want to do new starts, if you fall in love again with an old project that you haven't stitched on for a while, I will get back my Chatelaine, my Teresa Wenzler, my Dracula, my Gypsy Firefly, my... what else do I have? My Snow White, Thread Geeks full coverage. There's lots of full coverage, there's lots of exciting projects that I want to get going again and hopefully keep going next year with like a wider variety of projects each month. So yeah, that's the idea. We'll talk about that more in my next video. We'll show you haul. I have even more new starts planned and super exciting stuff, so keep watching out for the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for coming back and watching my weird like German accent and it means a lot to me to read from you in the comments. Even if you just say hi or just say like one random word in the comments, it means a lot and it helps a lot. So yeah, thank you for taking that time to support my channel, and I will see you hopefully very soon. Happy stitching everyone! Bye!